Hey folks, this is Jake Davis and on the Fly Review for you. And this morning, I'm talking about Nobody Sleeps in the Woods Tonight 2. Now, I reviewed the first film earlier in the week, or about a week ago, and I was very enthusiastic about it. I enjoyed it very much. Yes, it was a by the numbers, backwoods, trashy slasher, but that's exactly what I was in the mood for. Uh, this is not that. This is basically a Chud 2 situation, a Bud the Chud, if you will, where we basically take everything that was fun about the first movie and just camp the shit out of it. Uh, and also, just to explain to you both the setup to this movie as well as why I hated this movie, I gotta give you spoilers, probably on both films here. So, in the first one, the situation was a meteorite lands in the backyard in the woods, and these twin brothers uh, play with it, take it home, and like the cosmic radiation of it turns them into these mutated, boil infested, overgrown, nonverbal, immortal cannibals. Um, so that was fun. But in this one, we get it literally picks up the next morning after the events of the first film, and our final girl is in prison, is in jail, and in a different jail is the killers. Uh, uh, the sheriff takes the girl out to see the house. She comes across the meteorite and is instantly turned into one of these things too. Except she's not cannibalistic. She's boil infested, but she's not, behemoth like. She doesn't get massive. She still has super strength and shit like that. And she's not eating these things, and she talks all the fucking time in some kind of alien language. So all the presence and mystique of our villain is gone. And even though our villain survived the first movie, they're not really involved in this film at all. They're just in the background for a few scenes. And also, I gotta point out, this has always been a thing that pisses me off. I hate when they bring back the final girl from the previous film just to kill her off. That's always been a pet peeve of mine, something that really irritates me. Just as far as I'm concerned, you survive the horror movie, you survive. This character theoretically goes on to live a happy life, unless the story is going to follow them, like say, Sidney Prescott. But this was bad. This I didn't like it at all. And instead of having, like I said, a nice, silly slasher movie about blood and gore and sex and drugs and silly and just stupidness, this tries too hard to be funny, and it I mean, I really don't even understand what its social commentary was. The social commentary of the first one was just silly, like I said, like stupid, like trying to make people's obsession with cell phones and stuff like that. It's like, all right, whatever. But it's about teenagers. But now we got everything from mocking nationalism to making fun of Mary Sue's to isn't humanity awful? Because now humanity are the bad guys, not these mutated alien cannibals. We're the bad guys, and of course, I know somebody in a room bored of sitting around. What do people really want to see for the sequel? I know younger, thinner versions of these creatures fucking. That's what people really want to see. And I just thought it was stupid and trying too hard. I understand why you want to be something different. You don't want to just make the same movie over and over and over again, and that's how you end up with Friday the 13th. But it's such a radically different kind of movie that it feels like a bait and switch. You know what I mean? And look, it's not just because it was a sequel to a movie I enjoyed. I would not have enjoyed this movie as it is because I thought it was just. I thought our hero, who eventually becomes a monster, in the second act, was obnoxious and creepy, big time. And other than, and even from the first scene, opens with this obvious Blade ripoff style dream sequence. And for the love of God, if you're gonna open a movie with a flashback or dream sequence or something shot in fucking something shot in black and white or sepia tone, some shit like that, for the love of Christ, have a title afterwards, because you put your audience in a constant state of prologue. You constantly waiting for the movie to start. It's like 40 minutes into this movie. I'm like, okay, I guess we're not gonna get opening credits. We're just into this fucker now, because I kept waiting for that title card. But the whole movie was just felt just disconjointed, too many ideas, and throwing away what was really worked. I mean, that's one thing if you don't want to have teenagers again. You know, these monsters fighting local police and local hunter, militia, vigilante types. I'm down with that. I think that's a fun idea for a sequel. But, I mean, we don't get the gore. You know, what happened to that great gore we had in the first one? That's gone. And we don't, you know, it's just... the new villains aren't as interesting, and now we know way too much about these creatures, where they come from, what their goals are. There's no mystery to them anymore, and I thought they blew it. And then you add on this post-credit scene where they're clearly trying to set up some kind of MCU bullshit. All the government got them now, so it's going to be Resident Evil plus X-Men, and just no, very, very disappointed in this one. Anyhow, I don't know, maybe a star. Because even though it's like, they seem to have more of a budget for this one, it's like they didn't use it where they should have. Didn't use it on, like, sets, cameras with better lighting, an actor you might recognize. It's just that nothing is as good as it was in the first one at all. And the first one's not a great movie. It's just a fun slasher. Oh, man, I'm rambling about this one because I really did not like this movie. I was very, very disappointed. And now I've talked myself into just going ahead and giving it a turkey. Turkey. Turkey for this. Nobody Sleeps in the Woods Tonight, too. I should call it something else. That's just such a mouthful. Anyhow, yeah, this sucked. I'm Jake Davis, and I'll catch you on the fly.